Happy Tuesday to everyone. How is everybody? Good? Welcome to Coffee Chats. It is April 11th, 2023. Roger brought to my attention, there's no snow. You can use the stairs. How beautiful is that? Oh, love it. Isn't this weather just needed? Just make you feel good? Well, all right, so I'll just tell you what's going on for the week. In Marion Hall today, we have Doug Ullman back again. He is going to be talking about the Southern Prairie Tour, many landmarks in the Southwest Tour. He follows the Minnesota River to New Ulm, and eventually up to the very southwest corner of the state, and then he reverses his trip back to the Twin Cities. So if you're free at 10 o'clock in Marion Hall, Doug Ullman is one of our favorites. Go and enjoy his presentation. At 11:15, following that right away, is our tech class with Dennis, and that is already a pre-signed up class, and that is full. So that's at 11:15 in Marion Hall. In addition, today at 1 p.m. in the art room is our art class with Terry Berg. It's a painting project, creation of flowers. And there is still space for that, so if you are available and are interested in getting your arty self on for a couple of hours, go ahead and register for that and show up at 1 p.m. and you would pay Terry as you would arrive to the class. On Wednesday is our pre-recorded TED Talks and 991. And the three topics are: what if buildings created energy instead of consuming it? What do insects do when nature calls? And 6 myths about the Middle Ages that everybody believes. Also, at 1 p.m. on Wednesdays is our open art studio. 1:30 there is 500 in Marion Hall. At 7 p.m. there is bingo and there is 500. Thursday, April 13th is our 9/11 Coffee Chats pre-recorded. Also, it is our excursion day on Thursday, and that departs. It departs at, I believe, 9:50. And that is going to the Landmark Center. The Landmark Center puts on various concerts, and this one is called Speaking in Tongues, and it's 4 diverse musicians from 4 different cultures and 4 different native tongues that have collaborated to create music, and one of them being the Gao Hong, who was our pickup player, our Chinese pickup player that was here. She's one of the musicians that will be in this collaboration of the 4 musicians. So I'm not certain if there's room for that, but if there is, make sure you sign up. It's a free concert. The seats are, you kind of get what you get, so we're going to get there early so that you are able to get good seats. And then there's lunch following that at 1:45, so a later lunch. Friday the 14th is at 1 p.m. Coffee Chats, 1 p.m. Bridge and Poker, 4 p.m. is our happy hour, 7 p.m. is our movie. The movie for Friday is As So It Goes. And let's see what that is. As So It Goes. A self-absorbed realtor enlists the help of his neighbor when he suddenly is left in charge with a granddaughter he never knew existed until his estranged son drops her off at his home. So that is the movie at 7 p.m. in Marion Hall. Saturday, April 15th is our 8 a.m. men's breakfast departure, and 11 a.m. is our departure for the ladies' luncheon, and that is that's going to Birches on the Lake Brew House and Supper Club. So I will have the monies for the deposit for that ladies' luncheon in an envelope with names attached that will be returned to you on that Saturday. The van driver will have that, so you can inquire with him, and that will be returned to you for showing up for the ladies' luncheon. And then Saturday, 7 p.m. is our bingo. That's about what I have going on for the week. I wanted to introduce Abby Key. Do you want to come up here? She was gracious enough So Abby is going to, as you know, we have Dennis who has been teaching our tech classes, and his personal business is going so wonderfully, which I'm excited about. You'll have to kind of maneuver yourself through. I've found an excellent new addition to our tech family here. She's has been teaching for 10 years from the Minnetonka Community Center. She is organized, fabulous, intelligent, and she's going to be a great member for our tech. So do you want to just say hello?
Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. We are enjoying the weather while it lasts for a few days. I heard it's supposed to snow on Saturday.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, it's fake spring right now. We're Minnesotans, we know this all too well. My name is Abby, as Jillian said, and I have been working with electronics and also online selling for over 10 years now. I teach at the Minnetonka Community Center. I've been there since 2015. I've developed about 15 different classes over the years. I work with both platforms, both for computers, Windows and Apple, and then also cell phones. I work with both Android and Apple. And I also teach people how to sell things online. So eBay, Etsy, Facebook, Craigslist, Nextdoor. So anyways, we'll see what happens. I'm booked for two classes in May and then another 2 in June, and we'll just see how things go. But I'm very excited to be here and have the privilege of working with you all. So thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. All right, I'll hand it over to Jeff.
1 second.
Yes, sir.
I want to compliment you and whoever helped organize the Eagle Tour. It was fantastic.
Oh,
And everyone
good.
that's been on it appreciated it.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Mike was commenting on he had an enjoyable time at the Eagle Center down in Wabasha. So I'm so glad. That's encouraging.
All right.
Okie dokie. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, the Eagle Cam. We didn't do that this year. Remember last year we did it? They did this same thing this year again. The poor thing, the nest fell down and the eaglet didn't make it. Only one egg hatched. So, bummer.
We had it for a few days.
We had it for a few days, yes. Last week there was snow out here. Okay? Today we're turning on the air conditioning and opening up the gate outside the east building. And Abby, I was just going to talk about you. What I was saying is last week we had snow out here. Today we are turning on the air conditioning and opening up a gate to drive through. And Abby has the gall to tell us it's going to snow on Saturday. That's not a good start as far as I'm concerned, Abby.
Last.
Huh?
Won't last.
It won't last. No, it won't last.
It'll be wet
But
by the time it hits the ground.
it just shows Mother Nature is in charge. We're not. That's okay. I wanted to talk, actually, another thing about Abby. Jillian used 3 adjectives to describe her, none of which have ever described me. Organized, fabulous, and intelligent. So. And Mike claps for that. So. I guess I was right. The leases are coming back signed. Thank you for renewing. I just wanted to talk about a few things on the lease. First off, those of you with garages, we all know about page 6 that says garages are $60. We're replacing your page 6 when we get them back with the page 6 that reflects the $75. Okay? I want to talk a little bit about the notice period and different types of a few things on the lease. Over the course of my time here, the most difficult and troublesome point is the 60-day notice. People say, oh, I'm going to an assisted living or going to a nursing home. I don't have to pay the 60 days. No, you have to pay the 60-day notice. Okay? We hold the apartment for 60 days on the front end. So if someone were to come in and rent an apartment today, they wouldn't have to start paying for 60 days. Our rationale is on the back end, you're gonna hold it for us for 60 days. Now, death does terminate a lease. Today is April what? 11th. Say someone were to pass away today. We're not going to give you any money back for April because April's paid. In May, beginning May 1, as soon as you're out of that apartment, you stop paying rent. Okay? So if your family is able to get all the stuff gone by April 30th, there's no charge for May rent at all. If they need a little more time, which oftentimes happen, and they move out the 15th of May, then you would pay roughly half a month. We do an exact proration on our notice period as well. So say that you sign a lease and you decide, heaven forbid, to move to our competitor down the street, and you decide that today. You're going to be on the hook to pay rent until May 11th, June 11th. So you'll roughly pay, a third of June, all of April, all of May, and 1/3 of June. Okay? Plus $1,000. The $1,000 is because you signed a lease with us and you're breaking it. We're going to charge you $1,000. That may sound excessive, but I can tell you right now that if you're at a multi-family apartment, say you're at the Cliffs, and you sign a lease, you're paying rent till April 30, 2024. Right? Okay, now, let's say that same thing, you decide today that you need an assisted living. You go find an assisted living, they're going to tell you, you've got to rent this place right away. You're going to come back, and you or your family's going to come back, talk to us, and say, we need to move to an assisted living. I say, okay, we need 60-day notice. No, but it's an assisted living. No, we still need 60-day notice. That $1,000 penalty that we talked about, if you go to a competitor, another independent living, or go live with your kids, that is waived. If you go to a healthcare facility, that is waived. We're very, very loose with what a healthcare facility is. I see some puzzled looks. What's puzzling? Carol?
You made it sound like it would be waived if we went to a competitor. But that's the case where you would pay.
You would, if you go to a competitor, thank you, Carol. If you go to a competitor, there's a $1,000 penalty. And that's more or less sour grapes on our part. What about the what? The $1,000 deposit. That's something that isn't supposed to be used to pay rent. That $1,000 is supposedly to stay as a deposit until you're moved, until everything is paid, and then we make sure that your utilities have been paid, that there's no excess damage, all of that stuff. I'll tell you what happens, and it's not the spirit of the security deposit, but a lot of times people say, well, gosh, I'm paying for an assisted living. I'm hemorrhaging cash like mad. Just use that $1,000 to help pay the last 2 months' rent. Okay? I really can't say, no, you got to pay. I can do that. But people are going to say, no, we're going to do it this way, and that's okay. by and large, the spirit of the people that live here and have lived here is they want to take care of their obligation, and they do. I'm just talking about this right now so that everyone knows that there is a 60-day notice. Any other questions on that? Yeah, Bergie.
Okay, I'm renting a garage. What if I quit driving? Do I have a penalty for that if I don't have a car?
Fabulous question. She's renting a garage. What if you quit driving? First off, as soon as you're not driving, let us know and you'll get a big hug. As soon as you're not driving, let us know and you'll get a big hug. The garage is an incidental. I don't even know if that's the right term, but we can certainly stop charging you for the garage the day you give it up. We have a wait list for garages, and that is our #1 encumbrance on renting apartments. With the increase in the price of garages, we've had a few people decide to stop driving or park outside. Part of me is glad to say, okay, we're making the best use of the garages. Part of me feels like, oh, you just priced people out of a garage. But this is the real world. And unfortunately, if we need to do what's best for Ridge Point and also keep you folks in mind. And sometimes those two things rub each other in a not so great way. But one thing I love about the ownership of this place is they let us decide so that we can inform you, let you know, and work with you so that we can make a decision that hopefully doesn't negatively impact you folks too severely. Any other questions? Zenolu?
Yes, does an available garage go first to the people that are on the waiting list and have been, or to somebody who's walked in the door and says, I'd like to rent something, but I'd like a garage?
The question was, does a garage list go to the first person on the wait list, or does it go to someone walking through the door? The garage goes to the first person on the wait list with a couple exceptions. We've got 4 apartments in the west building on the first floor that are quite a bit more expensive than any other apartments in the place. Those folks go to #1 on the wait list. We don't kick anyone out, but they go to #1. Currently, there's one available. Boy, I'm gonna sneeze. Or not. And then in the east building, we've got 4 large apartments on the 8th floor that those folks go to #1. So we've got 8 apartments in both, 4 in each building, that you go to the top of the wait list of the garages. Everyone else gets on the wait list in the order that they ask to be on the wait list. Now we've got a number of people that live here that are on the wait list that they keep passing. It's okay. And then we've also got a wait on the wait list are people waiting for a better spot. I think, Bev.
I'm going to give up my parking place next month. Can I pass it on to somebody who's requested it? Do I have to go through you?
We control the garage spots. If you're not parking there, then the garage comes to us and we determine who does that. Who gets that spot.
Is it illegal? Will I get in trouble if I give my parking place to somebody and they pay the rent?
It's going to be on your lease, And when your car isn't down there, illegal? No. Is it flying exactly in the face of what we want to do? Absolutely. It's against the spirit of how we want to do things. And I'm way past getting mad at some of this stuff, but it would be, no, sorry, Bev, it's not going to work that way. It doesn't work that way. If it's your car in the garage and you're paying for it, great. If we see you're subletting that out, we'll say, nope, that's not going to happen. I appreciate you bringing that up, and we do have some cases of subletting, and that is in the winter when some people go south and they can get their garage paid for. Everyone wins in that case. Someone who wants to park inside can pay the garage for 3 or 4 months, and then when the person comes back from Arizona or Florida, they take their spot back and everyone goes back to the way it was. Yeah, Bev.
I don't think that's fair that the people who have a lot of money get precedent. Some of these people you said have been on the waiting list for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bev doesn't think it's fair that people that have money get priority. You're right. It's not fair. But from a business, if we're going to get $3,000, actually $3,700 for an apartment, if that incentive of a garage gets them to rent, we're going to do that. Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. It's, I think and hope that as a company, you folks feel that we're treating you all fairly. If that's not the case, we want to know, because and I'm telling you right here, I know it's not fair, but it's got to be that way. We need to rent apartments. Our job is to rent apartments. Furthermore, there's some thought that I've said. Maybe 1-bedrooms don't even get garages. I mean, I get shot down, but it's our job to do what's best for Ridge Point. And what's best for Ridge Point, we're going to be spending, I don't even know how much money. It's going to be about $800,000 getting the hallways fixed. Okay? Not asking for sympathy. That's what we do. That's what we have to do. But to pay for all that stuff, we have to have these apartments rented. And what we know is people will walk. We have people leave all the time. They'll come in and say, oh, I love that apartment. I have a brand new Tesla and I don't want to park it outside. Sorry, we have to treat everyone fair. You're on a wait list. How long is a wait list? Oh, a little over a year. Can't do it. I'd rather have them walk than say, oh, you'll get in the garage in 2 months. Don't worry. By the time snow flies, we'll have a spot for you. Then we've got egg on our face. And I'd rather sit down here, and I'm glad you asked that question, Bev, and say, nope, the 4 apartments in the west and the 4 apartments in the east, they have garage priority because of what they can bring to Ridge Point. So that's something that we will have a difference of opinion on, I think, amongst us. And that's something that sometimes we just have to make decisions that either aren't popular or can't make everybody happy. And as much as we want to make everybody happy, we understand that sometimes you just can't. All right? I didn't even tap dance too much there, did I? No. Good. Any other questions? Thank you, Bev. Honestly, I appreciate.
You're so welcome.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
That's a very nice clarification, by the way.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, birthdays. What's the date today? 11th. Norma, how was your birthday yesterday? Yes. Good. Carol Alberts, your birthday is the 13th. Ed Edmondson, the 14th. Lorraine Kent, the 16th. I think that's all the birthdays for this week. Let's sing happy birthday to our friends. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Love you, Pat. See you later, folks. Have a good week.